Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Chupacabra tutorials channel. I'm your host Larry, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how you can reduce lag inside of DS4Windows so that your controller feels a little bit snappy and behaves a little bit better. Now the first thing is, not all Bluetooth systems are created equal. You want to make sure you're using the most recent Bluetooth technology for your controllers because it'll just talk better and faster between the two, even if the controller is using an older version. The other thing you can do is, if it's still being a problem, plug your controller into your PC. As dumb as it sounds, that's the least amount of latency that you can get, is over a wired connection for your controller. Is it ideal when you're trying to play like comfortably in your living room or in your bed? Not really, but sometimes that's just what you got to do. The other things that you can do is find your controller in the list on DS4Windows. Go ahead and click Edit to open it, and there's two additional settings that you can mess with that might improve things. The first one here, just going from top to bottom, is Enable Output Data to DS4Windows. So that's just things that like tell it what the battery level is and some other diagnostic data. If we untick that, it's not trying to communicate that stuff to the driver anymore, and you just got to remember to manually go and charge your controller when you're done with it so that the next time you play, it's not dead as a doornail and out of battery. The other thing you can do is, down here at the bottom is called DS4 BT pull rate. That's basically the rate at which the connection between the controller and your computer bounces a signal back and forth in order to send signals and send instructions for movement and everything. Currently it's set to 250 hertz or 4 milliseconds of delay. You can try and bump that up to 1000 hertz, 1 millisecond of delay, and that'll be as fast as it possibly can and as often as it can, sending messages back and forth to try to make sure that it can actually, talk quickly and not laggily to the controller. And then you can hit save here at the top, and then everything hopefully should be hunky-dory. Do note that increasing the pull rate on the controller may impact its battery life and reduce it, not massively, but you might lose out on like a fourth to a third of your battery life if you like to, use it for hours and hours and hours and hours on end. If that doesn't work, again, you can just go back to other, and you can change both of these back to default, enable output data to DS4, and set the pull rate back to 4 milliseconds, and then hit save again. The other things that you can do is make sure that your Bluetooth antenna actually has line of sight to your controller. Some people don't realize how important it is to actually plug in the antennas that come with their Wi-Fi card for their computer. It's not just there for show. They actually are super important, and make sure that they're like on the top of your computer or on the top of your desk, and you can see them from wherever you're sitting with your controller. Even if you're like 2 feet from it and still sitting at the same computer, you'd be surprised how much of a difference it can make if you move them out and they're not hiding behind your computer covered in different cables, because all those cables can mess with the signal. So that'd be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Larry. This has been a brief talk about how to tweak a couple of settings to improve the latency of DS4Windows when using a PlayStation controller, or pretty much any controller on DS4Windows, because it supports PS4, PS5, Pro Controller, Joy-Cons, and also PS3. Although not every PS3 controller is wireless, so keep that in mind. So bye everybody, and have a good one, and do the likey subscribey thing.